Good morning. Good morning, guys. Okay, so welcome to MAM New Zealand 2018. So we are back. We have some news. So I'm here to introduce you to some of the news that we have for you. So if you followed our live stream from MOM Australia, sorry, it's exactly the same presentation. But if you haven't, there might be some new things for you to see. So let's start. So we shortened the introduction part. So basically, when somebody asks you what MikroTik does, we just create networks and everything around them. So that's about it. But if you want more details, so we have been around for quite a while. So established in 1996. Router S was created in 97. Our first router board in 2002. Then we decided that best advertisement is actually to make conferences like these. And in 2006, we started our first MAM. It was in Europe, in Prague. And so far, the biggest one was in Indonesia. 3,100 people arrived, but in Indonesia, it's very interesting situation when MikroTik is actually one of the main networking platforms in the country. All the schools teach MikroTik. Even the best students from every university get a free ticket to MikroTik MAM event. So it's very interesting thing to attend. So if you want to attend other MAM, which is relatively nearby, MAM Indonesia could be one of the most interesting experiences that you can come. So, and last year we had 25 events. It's not the biggest number. I think biggest number was in 2016. It was close to 40 different MAMs, big ones and small ones. So, yeah, we've done a lot of traveling lately. And there was one of the major questions, at least in these parts, is where are we from? Well, if you actually look from Latvia's point of view, this is the furthest we have ever been. It's 17,000 kilometers away. So it will be a hell trip home after this MAM. But yeah, we are in the northern Eastern Europe. Latest classification classifies us as a part of Northern Europe. Probably by those guys who have attended Latvia in the middle of the winter. It's too damn cold, so it's northern. And yeah, let's move on. We recently switched offices. So finally renovated some historical office which were used as a factory of electronics for several centuries. There were many different companies inside it, during the Soviet age, even before the Soviet time. And if you don't believe me how old this is, we actually got a little bit older picture of the same place, same office. And we get a unique chance to actually build it for our specifications. So office is quite modern. Everything that we need for the network equipment developing, testing, and so on. So, and just as attraction, we have a highest climbing wall, indoor climbing wall in the Baltic region, but only for MikroTik employees. So if you want to climb that, you have to apply for a job at MikroTik. So let's start with the interesting part. Let's start talk about products. So basically, one of our biggest selling points were and always will be our operating system, Router S. That comes free of charge on any of our equipment. So when you purchase equipment, you actually get a Router S for free. Then we have one of our oldest brands is router boards, which come in many different shapes and sizes. And there are a few new models like CRSs, cloud router switches, which they're basically switches that have additional CPU unit that allow you to run RouterOS. CSS, which is cloud smart switches. And that is our experiment with the new operating system, SwitchOS or SWOS. And of course, there's CCR, which is cloud core routers, which are our biggest platforms that are not mentioned in this slide for some reason. So, and as I told you in the first slide, so every small red dot in this slide represents a MAM event. So, as you can see, from Riga to New Zealand, I think, yeah, I didn't find any furthest point that we can actually go. So, with except of the one here, but I don't think we have many users there. But so there are three of us here. There's Carlos. He's responsible for our sales. He's standing in the back, in the red shirt. So if you have any sales-related questions, you can go to him. Then there's Pauls, who is now furiously registering people at the desk. So he's general support, especially for all the powering, PoE, heating solutions. So if you have questions about it, Pauls can reply. If not, if about any other support topic, we can write it down and find it out later on. And my name is Janis. I'm also from support, but I'm more oriented on the training part. So if you have questions about trainings, academies, and so on, I should be able to answer. And also, I'm the guy that's responsible for the naming schemes of MikroTik. Sorry about that. So all those fancy codes that you can see, that's my doing. So let's move into the schedule. So we started at 9. We will have a lunch for those with tickets at 12. Lunch will be served just outside. And then we will continue with presentations. There also will be some coffee breaks in the middle. So SSID is one or other variation of MAM 2018. So the password in this case for Wi-Fi is MAM _2018. Sorry, we prepared these slides before, so things vary from MAM to MAM. So just find MikroTik user meeting 2018 as your SSID, and password is MAM _2018. So, and if some of your friends can't attend, they have to work or some family affairs, they can always tune in to the YouTube. We have live stream going on, so they can follow like only 45 to 50 seconds behind the actual event. So you can link this to your friends so they can watch presentations live. And special thanks for Go Wireless New Zealand. They provided a very good internet access for us and helped us organize this event. Without them, we wouldn't be here. So big applause for Go Wireless. So let's go to the interesting stuff. So some of our latest products. So those products that you can already ask your distributors to purchase. I'm not sure if they made your neck of the woods yet, but we're already shipping them out. So your distributors should be able to get them. So of course, our latest push goes into the new lineup of products, which called wireless wire. So 60 gigahertz product. This is completely new technology. So these devices, there are two devices in this box. They come pre-configured, secured with the password. There's actually a sticker with the password in the box itself. And the only thing you need to do is to stick these two somewhere, distance around 200 meters, little bit less, little bit more. And you should be able to get 1 gigabit full duplex throughput. So basically, these two devices will replace any wire. So if you need to connect two buildings, you don't need to dig a wire from one building to another or go by poles or any other way. You just can put these two in and that's it. So this technology is still new for us. So we are learning, we are improving. So for example, when we were creating these products, we promised 1 gigabit per second and at 100 meters. But those who follow our road to rest releases will find out that latest road to rest release increased that number to 200. So that's not related to any power increase or so on. We just learn how to make a beam forming properly. So these devices have come with antenna arrays, and there's fancy beam forming software there that we are tuning, improving, and so on. And there will be more improvements coming in near future. So those numbers can go even up. So about those 200 plus meters, it's a very popular question. At 200 meters, you will get 1 gigabit full duplex. If you go further, 230 maybe 240, you will be able to get a link, but you will not reach 1 gigabit full duplex. There will be drop down in performance. So if you don't need 100 or 1 gigabit full duplex, you just need 100 megs, you can push that distance even further. How far? It really depends on each individual installation, but you can try it out. So, and the kit goes only about $198 US. So, of course, somebody is already interested, what happens if I want to go further than 200 meters and so on. There's a new different form factor for 60 gigahertz devices. Those are wireless wire dishes. So they come in LHG format, so two of them also pre-configured the same way as simple wireless wire. And so far, we managed to get 1.5 kilometer link with these, full 1 gigabit duplex link on 1.5 kilometers. Again, if you will go a little bit further, the speed will drop down, but you will still be able to get links. So what is exact maximum number, maximum distance? It's unknown. It depends on each individual installation. So we have forum threads where people are sharing their results. So there's some guys that claiming that they got 2 kilometers also out of these devices. So what else? Then price is a little bit below $300 US. So the next product that we are shipping now is LTAP Mini, which stands for Light Transport Access Point. So this access point is designed for buses, trucks, and any moving vehicles that you would probably want to either collect data from or just made an access point inside. So it comes with 2.4 gigahertz access point. It has a rugged case. It has mini PCI Express card for LTE card and built-in GPS. So optional external antennas, both for GPS and LTE. Serial port that you can connect to any other device that you might have on the bus or the truck. So, and basically we ship two ways. One with our LTE module inside, that will be $129 US, and without any module, it will be $89 US. So it comes with two SIM cards, so you can actually run a script that, for example, if you have limited amount of traffic available on one, then switches to another, or you have better coverage in one region of the country, then on the other, then you can switch that Okay, in New Zealand it's not so popular, but in Europe, when you're crossing a border to another country, it's popular to switch to the other country, this mobile provider. But in your case, you cannot drive to the another country. So, yeah. So, next one is HAP-AC squared. So this is our attempt to make a compact device with two wireless. So this device size is exactly the same as your HAP-AC lights that you just got as a present from us when you registered. But in this device, we managed to squeeze a gigabit Ethernet and two wireless. And it comes with a new fancy case. So we tried move away from our original design of square boxes. So you can actually wall mount this, you can use it as a stand, and so on. So users already use it a lot, and we also got some feedback. Some of the guys might notice forum topics that somebody complains that wireless is not working quite well on this model in comparisons to the HAP-AC original. But that's almost in the past. We fixing it version by version, so latest version should already have everything fixed. So it was very specific cases when you use some specific devices with, let's say, single TCP connection or something like that. But fixes are coming in, and a good thing with MikroTik, we usually try to fix everything as fast as possible. It doesn't take us usually more than few weeks or months to fix stuff. So far as I know, this device wireless is quite solid, or will be solid quite soon. So then there's HAP-AC. Again, the same dual band, dual chain device. Gigabit ports, so 2 gigabit ports, so you can actually chain this device to next device like that. And depending on your input voltage and distance of your wires, you can maybe chain 3 or 4 of those devices from the same PoE port. So don't need to wire each individually. And this comes with 2 cases include. So this is actually the button in the middle. We asked designers, why do we need a button in a ceiling access point and how will you press it? Nobody really replied. So, but yeah, you can manage to do something, program this button to do something. So, for example, to press it to allow some unregistered users to connect in the next 60 seconds, or just to switch the lights, or the lights off, or the LEDs off. But if you don't need a button, so this is how it mounted. If you don't need a button, you can just put a squared one without any buttons whatsoever. So the new stuff that nobody else except Australians have seen yet. 450G X4. So we finally decided to end life for our old 450G and replace it with something new and better. So this comes with quad-core 760 megahertz CPU, 1 gigabit of RAM. It has quite impressive IPsec hardware accelerated encryption chip. It has PoE on either 5, micro SD. You can use 10 to 57 volt input, and there's 2 power jacks, and the price is exactly the same as it was for 450G original. So just a nice upgrade. So if you use that kind of device, you might be interested in this rugged upgrade. And the next thing, when we released our original HEX device, by the way, HEX stands for Home Ethernet Exchange. Many complain that there's no SFP port on there, so we made a special version of this board just for those. So HEX S comes with additional SFP port. It has dual core, 880 megahertz CPU, 256 megabits of RAM, full-sized USB on the side, PoE out on either 5, so SFP port, and you can power it from 10 to 57 volts and PoE. The price is $69 US. This product you will be able to actually touch. We have it with us, so it will be on the table shortly. So we decided to switch a color scheme so that you can see the difference between hex and hex S. So one will be white, this one will be a little bit darker. Then we continue to phase out our big SXTs, the old ones, and replace them with SXT squares. So one of the next devices that we updated was Light 2 device, so 2 gigahertz CPE, so to the slimmer, more efficient, better antenna design than old SXT. So all the same thing that was in the 5 gigahertz version that's been around for 9 months already or more. You can get 2 gigahertz version also. Also, we updated our SXT LTE kit. So this is completely new insides. It comes with dual SIM, LTE card built in, 2 Ethernet, and PoE out on number 2 of Ethernet. So again, you can chain this device with some other. Very popular installation is to connect this device and connect this device to the camera, security camera, and then feed that security camera through the LTE to the main center. So this is one of the most popular applications. And it comes with this list of LTE bands that you can see on the screen. So LDF, which stands for light dish feed. Sorry. So if you have satellite antennas lying around somewhere, you can utilize them for wireless link. Just buy 2 of these and stick them inside your satellite dishes. From my experience, I can say pointing them to each other will be quite difficult or quite different than you are used to. But it really can go very long distances because it's only limited by the size of your dishes, and satellite dishes might be quite large. Some customer wrote to us that he used 2-meter satellite dishes on both ends, and I don't remember how, but the distance was quite impressive that he covered. So, and when last year we went to our big events, everyone was asking for high density switches so that you don't have to use more than 1 U in your rack for the switches. So they wanted to get 48 port switches. So here we are next year, ready to show you something that during the next year we plan to release this product. And I will use this opportunity to teach you something about naming schemes. So CRS 3 stands for series. That's a switch chip series. That's a features. So all 3 series should have exactly the same features. So 328, 312, 354. If there's 3 there, it should have exactly the same features like any other 3 series, and so on. 54 is a total number of usable switched ports. 48G means it has 48 gigabit ports. 4S plus, 4 SFP pluses, and 2Q plus, 2Q SFP pluses. So 40 gigabit ports. So this is the maximum amount of ports that we can actually squeeze on the 1U device. And of course, while working on this device, we're also working on the bigger brother. The only difference is this letter over here, which means that these are 48 PoE out gigabit ports. So 48 port PoE switch basically with the same 2 QoSs and 2 SFP pluses. So you can expect this device during the next year, probably closer to the end of the year. By the way, MikroTik year starts with the European MAM and ends with the European MAM, which is around March, April, something like that. So that's when we explain to our customers what we have done and what we are planning to do. So closer to the next European MAM, you can expect to see this device. Okay, next one, let's go from big to small. Some of our customers really like to get 10G connectivity to their outside installations. So here is the smallest possible device that we could create with 10 gigabit SFP plus interfaces. So 4 of them. The size of the device is actually not quite bigger than hub AC. It comes with a metallic case for the heat dissipation purposes, and it has dual power for failover, or yeah, basically for failover. You can also PoE in on this device if possible, if it's necessary. We actually have this device with us, one of the early prototypes, so assembled prototypes, so you can actually take a look. Then we have manned box 2, so MikroTik antenna box, 2 gigahertz, sectorial with 12 dBi power. So everything is in the name again. So 2 gigahertz, 12 dBi sector. So this is antenna that comes with a board inside, so you don't need to buy additional boards. You can just plug in wires and everything should work just fine. Also, as we are producing these new LTAP devices that requires additional LTE antennas, we decided to make one, and the easiest form factor that we find is actually SXT squared. And it's a 5 dBi LTE antenna. Don't look at the design that it's flat, it's still omnidirectional antenna. And basically it allows you to get a higher coverage from your LTE. So typically used with WAP, wall access points, or LTAP light transport access points. Then the next device is the next size of 10G devices, switches that we are ready to announce. So this will be the largest passive cooled device, the device that doesn't require any fans. So it comes with a 1G, 1 gigabit port and 8 SFP plus ports, and this is passive cooling case, so no fans. Yeah, so basically that means that we now have 4 SFP pluses, 8 SFP pluses, and of course, what question is what to do if you have regular SFPs. So for regular SFPs, we have this switch, 328. So it comes with this new letter, it's 4C, it's combo port. Combo port is one logical port that have 2 physical outputs. One of them is Ethernet, another is SFP. So whichever you plug, software will recognize one of them. One will have priority. You can select which one has priority. So as you can see, there's a block of 8 with a square here. So if you plug in this, and this actually acts as the same port, which is quite good for failover. So if one link goes down, automatically the second one will kick in, and you don't need to do anything in your configuration, because it will be act just like physically somebody unplugged and plugged the different wire in. So it has the same MAC address and everything. It has 20 standalone SFP, regular SFP ports over here, and 4 SFP pluses, and comes in the rack mount case. And of course, it has dual power supplies built in. So, and here is our largest 10G device that we are planning. So 332, and all of them, all those 32 are SFP pluses. So some of you might already think, what about connectivity? How can I connect to this device if I don't have SFP plus? Don't worry, there is a management Ethernet, only it's not in the switch. So it's PCI Express attached. So that's why naming doesn't include it. So there's still some management Ethernet and console, so you can configure it quite easily. So, and also double power supply unit coming in. So we were talking about, should we show this product here or no? Because we are planning it to make it only for US and EU plugs at this point in time. So it actually depends on your feedback. Should we consider something else? So basically, this device is an access point that you plug into your electricity network and send data through your electricity network at house. So from one device to another such device somewhere in another room. So this device actually comes with an Ethernet port. So you can plug Ethernet in one side of your building and then run this data through electricity lines to another side of your building if you are unable to plant additional Ethernet cable through your house. So it comes with the built-in Wi-Fi, and it automatically pairs with any other devices that it sees. So depending on what type of break boxes do you have at your houses, it usually either goes to the till the closest break box, or in some smart boxes can even jump even further. So if you live in multi-flat building, it might be some interesting stuff. You might interconnect with your neighbors accidentally, but if you have your own house, then it shouldn't be any problems. So, and you can get 100 megabits out of that connection through your electricity line. So, and the newest device, the most revolutionary device that we are here to announce, is also a switch, but this is the first ever device that will come with 10 gigabit Ethernets. So not SFPs, but Ethernets. So 10, 5, 2.5, and 1G Ethernets. It will come with 4C+, so combo ports, that's 10 gigabit combo ports, and 8XG, so 10G Ethernet ports. So also will have console management port, and also will come with dual power supply units. So all these products that we stated here are those that we are ready to announce. There are quite a few that we are not ready to announce for different reasons. Either we are not sure that they will materialize as a product, or well, they interfere with other products that we already have. So don't be surprised that in some few weeks or something you see some product that I haven't spoken about. That's, as have been told to me, that's called marketing. So I'm just here to emphasize that these are not the only products that we are working on. There are simply some that we are not ready to talk about. But you can jump to some conclusions. So for example, if there's lots of switches with the Q SFP ports. There's lots of switches with 10G Ethernet ports. Shouldn't be there some routers? Okay, so that's food for thought. So if you need help, we always suggest to start with your local distributor. We always encourage distributors to provide the first line of support, and if they are unable to solve it, then they have all the knowledge that's necessary to prepare a fully informed support ticket to us. We usually prefer to work with the guys that we can rely on, that we don't have to check if there's all information attached to the support ticket and so on. So please start with your distributor. Maybe they already have an answer. Also, we have lots of MikroTik trained consultants that have certifications and so on that might help you in some cases. Usually, the biggest problem is that some people are just trying to hire the consultant with one line, just fix my network, which will not work, guys. So you need to have a precise question, what you want to accomplish, and then the guys will be able to help you. Also, MikroTik support is, let's put it that like it is, we are kind of lazy. So if somebody asks us 10 times the same question, we will write an article and wiki page so that on the 11th case we can just link to that page, and that's it. So check out our wiki page, because usually the most problems are covered there. You can always email to support@mikrotik.com. There's no restrictions and so on. We usually try to reply during 3 days. Of course, it depends on situation. Don't forget that we have 9-hour difference with you guys, so that's how somehow usually limits our conversation with this country to 1 email per day. And also we suggest to attend training classes and join if you... Daniel, do you have academy in New Zealand? So why don't you have academy in New Zealand? So yeah, so and there's such thing going on right now, very popular, especially in developing world, where universities work with our certified trainers and us and provide the networking classes in their university on MikroTik equipment, so based on router-OS devices. So students are learning, not only learning networking, they are learning MikroTik also. So best example is Indonesia, which is where there's actually country networking program, so all technical universities have to use it, and it's based on MikroTik devices. So if you want to find out more, or you have some universities that might be interested in it, you need to find one of our training partners here, so, and work with them. They will work with us, and we can arrange that. Okay, so after the MOM, all presentations will be at mom.mikrotik.com. All the videos is in HD quality will be in our YouTube page. Before that, you can rewind the live stream and look at that. And for all paid and voucher registrations, we'll send you a license to your email somewhere next week. So thank you. That's all from me.